All right, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 3, Krazy4KVs podcast. I'm Tim. Welcome back. We're doing a little bit different. We're going to do a video podcast. Going to try it out, see how it goes. Um, you know, see if it gets a little bit more listenership. I've got 4 plays total, and I think I might have been one of them. So I'm not sure if my plays count, but here we are. Finally got a capture card. We'll get into kind of the stuff I have new here in the studio / workshop. But one of the reasons for doing this is I got a capture card so I can just basically stream from the camera and record instead of live stream. And I can go back and make, little edits if I really screw something up or put some wrong information out. But I also, it's kind of nice because I can just drag the whole file into my video editing software and just strip the audio out. And will put this out on Spotify and Anchor FM just as normal. So pretty easy, kind of minimal work. So I think this is what we're going to do. So we're just going to kick it right off, kind of same itinerary we normally go with. So we usually start out with a channel update. I say usually, we've done it twice, but channel update. Let me pull up YouTube dashboard. If you've never seen the back end of YouTube, when you have a channel, you kind of get this YouTube studio and it'll give you real-time stats and stuff. Mine's not super impressive, but I'm actually really happy with it. So I've had the channel for less than 3 months, so I just pull up the 90-day stats and it pretty much hits everything. 21,000 plays, over 1,300 hours of watch time, and 356 subscribers real time. And that I'm actually really proud of, as well as the 1,300 hours of watch time. I definitely make longer videos, so it does help get my watch time up. Not trying to make money on this, but eventually it would be cool to, YouTube to kick me a small check here and there and kind of help pay for some stuff and make some upgrades that aren't all out of pocket. But before you can do that, you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So, and that's only to apply. No guarantee you're going to get monetized at that point. I'm in no hurry. When it happens. But that is kind of the first major milestone I have in my on my radar. So enough about YouTube stuff. That's just something. Over the holidays, I had a lot more free time, so I was kind of obsessing over it. Really digging into the demographics of who's listening and where people were where people were quitting watching the videos, basically. But I just haven't had time, and that's kind of goes in the channel update too. Things have slowed down, I know. Back to work during the holidays, we can kind of get out of leaving early and had some long weekends. I had some vacation, spent a lot of that time doing RC, doing mostly YouTube. Not a lot, of RC just for me, which is fine. This is fun. I enjoy this, but we're kind of back to, 40, 50 hour weeks minimum, as well as I'm back in school, part-time college student. And additionally, I have some certification tests coming up for work. So lots of stuff, real busy. And also got to manage my personal life too, and make sure my wife doesn't leave me. So anyways, you guys may hear my dogs running around in the background. Let me pause this for a second. We'll come back. All right. Back to what I was talking about. A little bit out of breath. Just had a wrestling session with my dogs. We have 2 French bulldogs, so they are needy. Anyways, so the past few episodes we've talked about kind of some updates. Last week I had a bunch of studio updates, new camera, new lighting, microphones, things like that. No huge upgrades this week. Pretty excited though. I already mentioned I have the EVGA XR1 Pro capture card. It's going to allow me to do some live streaming, which I do intend to do. I would like to get at least 500 subscribers, because I know channels with 60, 70, 80,000 and they only get sometimes 100 people in the live stream. So I'm not looking for 100, but I would like it to be at least, 5 to 10. People can chat. I'll grab anything they want me to grab, kind of chat about what's coming, what I think about certain things. I watch a lot of art, RC stuff, so I like to think I'm fairly current. I'm definitely not as up to date as some people or don't put the work in like Josh from Harley Designs, but um, try to stay up to date on what's new, especially in the crawling side, some on the bashing side, not really on the racing side. Never done any racing, but it is interesting. And right now, I just definitely do not have the time for that. So, besides for the EVGA capture card, which is really nice, the only thing I'll say about that is the USB cord they send with you or send with it is kind of weird. It's a USB-C to a double USB-A, obviously to provide the power needed. I think the one is power only. My computer did not like it. It was getting a USB overdraw, so I just used a USB-C to USB-C. Works great. What else did I get? So I did a truck of fortune from Vanquish, and I also did the Wheels of Fortune. But yeah, I did Wheels of Fortune. They kind of lured me in with the limited edition. I really liked Method 105s, and they did the purple. I'm not really a purple lover, but I knew as soon as they said that the aftermarket for those was going to be insane. And I'm not going to lie, I was like, I'll buy them and I'll flip them. It was like $120 to do Wheels of Fortune. I was like, hey, if I get them, I'll flip them for 200 because someone will really want them. Well, I played, did the Wheels of Fortune, didn't play. I bought 3 sets of Wheels of Fortune. No dice, but my first set was a set of purple 101s, which are also very rare, possibly more rare. I saw a listing on eBay for $800, which is insane. I mean, I guess if money was no object and that's what I had to have, I'd buy it, but that'd be about the only way. Not going to sell mine. Mine actually have a pretty good scratch in the anodizing. I didn't fight Vanquish on it because it was such a good deal, and they actually say no refunds, so I'm not sure they would have. I think I got like a blend pair, but they look good anyway. I'll use them for something. Maybe I'll just keep them sealed up, and one day if I have a daughter and she wants her own truck, maybe I'll save it for something like that, and she can destroy them, and I'll have long forgotten about what they were worth. But other color, I got a set of orange 101s. Okay, I got a pair of bead locks with those, bead locks with those. I don't remember which ones. And then I also did a Phoenix that came with Wheels of Fortune. I really wanted the Dark Earth 105s after I got the purple 101s. No luck. I ended up getting excuse me. I'm looking at my notes, so if you guys see me looking down a lot, just collecting thoughts, just got home from work. So, but I also got a what is it? Machetes, KMC machetes. They're clear anodized. I got a really nice set of OMF beadlock rings. Let me check on that. Yeah, it's not OMFs. They're red IBTR beadlock rings. So like a really comp look to those. And I actually already have those mounted up. All the beadlock screws in, so they're ready to go. When I get new wheels, I like to do that, especially if I don't really know if I don't have a intended truck when I buy them. The orange ones, didn't really have a use for those right away, and then those clear machetes. So I just go ahead and build them, and that way, if I want to, and I'll leave one set, just the front undone. So if I just want to set them in a tire, kind of get a visual, see how they look on a certain tire or on a certain truck, kind of makes things a little bit easier. If you've ever built, their beadlocks or the other beadlocks that have like the true outer beadlock ring with the, 20 to 30 screws, it can take a while. 45 minutes to an hour to build, 4 wheels probably. So, and it's a little tedious, but I actually find it pretty cathartic. It's, you're, it's not hard at all. It's just pile of screws and just kind of go about your business. So I'm thinking that's probably what I will do my first live stream as is if I have some wheels to build, I'll throw it up, have the chat up, and everyone pops in and wants to say hi or wants to chit chat. Cool. I'm gonna be doing the same thing either way. So either no harm, no foul. Yeah, I also did Trucks of Fortune. Told you guys that. I was one of the lucky ones. Actually didn't really get what I wanted though. I was actually hoping for a Phoenix, even though I already have I had 3 and a builder's bundle. The one Phoenix you guys have seen on the channel, the RC Garage Tour episode 12, the dark kind of that deep blue with the gunmetal top. My RC Speedy C3 is built on a Phoenix, so lots of leftover parts from that. I also have brand new Phoenix in the box, which I talked about in episode 2 of the podcast, and we'll get to that here in a minute. So that's already got an intended project for it, and then I have a builder's bundle, which is basically a Phoenix slider, no body. So pretty sweet gig. Wanted another one because I have aspirations of doing a hard body. I saw West Desert Wheeler Logan over there. He kind of bobbed the bed on I think it's a Toyota extra cab from RC 4-wheel drive, and it just looks awesome. I don't want to copy him. I copied him with my Pirate wagon. I just loved it, and it's like one of the best hard bodies. It's kind of ready to go. There's a Bronco as well out there. It doesn't have the interior. I'd have to do a little bit more figuring. I'm already a little intimidated by the hard body world. Not that I'm like scared of it. I'm worried I'm gonna not want to drive it because I don't want to thrash the body, or that I won't finish it adequately and it's gonna look crappy. And those bodies are expensive. Usually they're over 100. I think the extra cab's like $140. So it's a pretty significant investment. Lexan body, they can be pretty pricey, but like a cliffhanger or something is like $40. You can pretty much destroy that. If it makes it a year, cool, through a whole kind of crawling season, replace it the next year. But anyways, I got an Ultra, which I'm pumped about. I don't have an Ultra. I guess I pretty much have everything now. I've got the Phoenix portals. I have the builder's bundle I got is a straight axle, and I have a Pro, my yellow VS410 Pro. The only thing I'm missing is the Origin. So I thought about getting an Origin body, and kind of trying to make my own Origin. Basically, I think the Origin came with D44 axles, 3 gear, and basically a VS410 chassis. And then it had a little bit different battery tray. But anyways, enough about all that. So I said that I have a brand new Phoenix in the box. So in episode 2, I talked about I pre-ordered the A1 chassis from RC Speedy. Kind of a comp buggy, pretty minimalist. And I really did that because my C3, I kind of knew at the point that he released those, the C3 wasn't going to perform all that well. It's just so heavy. People have told me, oh, take the sway bar off or get it lowered a little bit. And I just don't think, I just don't think it's ever going to be good. And I didn't intend for it to be good. But I really want like a tube chassis. My orange one is good. It does really well. But because it's like a one-off, I really don't drive it very hard. The guy doesn't make them. He won't take an order. So if I thrash that one, it's pretty much done. So saw the A1 that RC Speedy's doing, quite a bit more affordable than the C3. And so I pre-ordered that in titanium and try to keep the weight down. So I'm going to throw that, the parts from that Phoenix portal. It's new in box on that. I'm just going to keep the plastic axles. I may only run one of the auxiliary servos. Probably just lock it in high overdrive, and then have dig as they're on there as an option. So, but I don't have any word on it. Confirm my pre-order with him, but he said he's got to finish up some other orders before he starts on that. I think he has a hard time balancing, you know, whatever's hot right now, and the C3 is hot. So, um, let's see. So moving on, next section, we're going to talk about recent videos. So if you guys are seeing this and haven't been keeping up, my RC Speedy C3 is done. I kind of did like a 5 or 6 videos, probably kind of a build series. I definitely didn't document every process, but the big ones are kind of the intro, my initial reaction to basically unboxing it or pulling everything out of the box and all the stuff you get with it if you order it and pay for it. But and then the next episode I went over everything I was going to put in it, all the other parts you need to make it work. And then the last 2 episodes I talked about, got it really close, was just kind of like walking through the whole process, what I thought of it. And then the last one is the first drive video. We did have some issues. I smoked a dig servo. Somehow my channels got messed up and my endpoint got reset on that. So I'm actually surprised that the dig servo lasted as long as it did. Had some issues when I first powered it on and swapped some wires, and yeah, luckily it was the dig servo, not the winch, because that's just a eco power, low profile, so quite a bit cheaper than that Reef's winch. But it's back up and running. Gonna go out and run it this weekend. Today's a Friday, Friday the 13th. Actually hoping to go out tomorrow. It's gonna be a little chilly. We'll see. The water levels at the lake, which is where I usually go to run, probably gonna be a little bit high. So we'll get as much running footage as we can. Last time I was out there, I recorded a bunch of trucks and didn't have my stabilization on my GoPro. So we're going to reshoot some footage. I got some upgrades I've done to trucks that you guys have already seen. And we'll just do like a little quick, you know, see how it's helped them out. But the Capra is one of them. The 4-wheel steer Capra. It got some brass up front, and it also got new foams. So pretty excited about that. I also got new beadlock rings that I got in Wheels of Fortune, but I just threw them on the black 105s that it already had. What else? So go check out the C3 stuff. It's pretty good. It's crushing it, and I knew it would. And honestly, that truck was the reason I had the courage to start a YouTube channel. I'd heard horror stories about, you know, so-and-so started a channel, they've had it for 2 years and they only have 100 subscribers. And I'm like, that's really discouraging, you know? It's not all about, I'm not chasing fame. I would be doing TikTok dances if I wanted to do that, but I have no rhythm, and this is far more interesting to me. So I was kind of waiting for like something that it's been done, but it just hasn't been done. There hasn't been a lot of it. And kind of as I was like ordering my stuff and getting everything kind of lined up, it had started getting done pretty well. I can't remember. I think High Noon Hobby, or he's friends with West Desert Wheeler. I don't remember his exact channel, but he did his video like while I was kind of building mine. So, and that's fine. He didn't, you know, rain on my parade. It's not a contest in my book, but he kind of beat me to the punch a little bit with like the first one was kind of well done. And I think his was probably better done than mine, but yeah, it's been awesome. And I knew it would do pretty well. I didn't know it was going to do that well. I think that video, the first run video, is probably, let's see, 5,000 views, which I've looked at some other people's channels that are around my size, and that's pretty darn good. To have a video with 5,000 views that, you know, it didn't go viral. It didn't hit, you know, in the tens of thousands, but pretty pumped about it. All right, moving right along. I finished up, well, pretty much finished up Project Clydesdale. Didn't gain much traction, and I didn't think it would, but it's fun for me. It's just like sometimes RC doesn't need to be serious. It doesn't need to be, um, about the most scale thing or, uh, what's the most practical or where's your best, you know, dollar spent, best bang for the buck. That was just something that I went to an event. They did a pulling contest, and I was like, I got to build one. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but I want it to be very competitive, and we will see. March timeframe, hopefully. But yeah, go check out the video. I don't want to spoil it, but starting to pull some really good weight. I want to do some final tweaking in the next month or two. Probably shoot one more video, and then yeah, probably call it good from there. If I break something or whatever at the very end, we'll fix it and leave it ready and hope for the best come competition time. But let's see what else. That's pretty much it. I've got some stuff. Oh, we'll talk at the end about what's upcoming, but I already spoiled the four-wheel steer Capra. So let's talk a little bit about new products. I don't know. I don't think there's a whole lot out right now that has really piqued my interest. It's not new at all, but the Capra UTV 18 kind of has my interest, and it only gained my interest because of some of the new electronics that are coming out with it. Some nice small brushless systems, and until they get stuff like that, I really have no interest in them. But they're cool. I actually really like the Fox livery one. I'm just not super into the small stuff. I have a hard time getting out and running them. They they definitely get the back burner a lot. But um yeah, besides that, probably one of the newest RTRs, kind of the talk of the town is the Red Cat Gen 9 and that Scout 800 body. Um it's okay. I don't love the proportions of it. I think Red Cat did a pretty good job. I think they got it at a pretty good price point. Um I think one of the draws right now from consumers is features, right? And Traxxas definitely is capitalizing on that. Having shift servos and the 2 gear or the 2 speed, and Axel's got dig in a lot of things now, or at least has it as an option. And the Gen 9's got features. It's got the 2 speed. People like that. It also helps them with their transmission. Obviously their transmission is more complicated because of the 2 speed. They don't have to nail kind of a perfect sweet spot of gear ratio. They can have kind of the best of both worlds, and their motor choice is slightly less important. If you have a single speed and you go way too slow, 55 turn or something, especially on portals, it's going to be so slow. Some people are going to think it's super boring. Other people, if you go too fast and doesn't have the slow, the resolution, slow speed, they're not going to like it either. So that was a smart move, I think, on their choice. Inner fenders look good. Overall, it looks all right. Not going to see one here. Never really been. I've seen some of the Gen 8s and the Gen 7s up close, and it doesn't look different enough. And those never really piqued my interest. I'm sorry if you love your Red Cat, especially like your Gen 8s. I know a lot of people do. I actually really like the body on the Gen 8. I like the body. Well, I wouldn't say really. I like the body more than I like this body. Yeah, just not my thing. I have enough trucks. I'm at the point now where I have to really like it. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought an RTR. Trying to think. The four-wheel steer Capra, but that was a trade. Um, I don't know. Fun fact, I don't have an RTR 1/10 crawler. Oh, no, I do. The Bronco. That's Project Clydesdale now. Yeah. So I was that interested in it that I added 15 pounds to it, or 10 pounds to it, and wanted to make it something else. um, yeah. Moving on, some different products. So Proline came out with their 2.2 low profile high racks. Uh, you know, this pains me to say it, but I think they might be coming for your cut and shut business, Logan, over at West Desert Wheeler. So if you don't know what a cut and shut is, you take a 4.75 inch tire that's intended for a 1.9 inch wheel. You basically have to buy 5 tires, and you cut them up the sidewall, across the tread, down the sidewall. You split them, cut them, and then you take a section out of that extra one and you glue it in there. And then there's obviously like a certain amount you need to do, but it's to put them on a 2.2. So you end up with a little bit smaller sidewall. And the class 3 guys love those. Right in that 5.25 inch, kind of the sweet spot. And that's what Proline did with this Hyrax. It's a 2.2 inch wheel, 5.25 inch, and you're going to get it in Predator. You're going to get it in G8. They went Hyrax first because that is their comp tread pattern. So you can see what they're doing. I need to order some cut and shuts from Logan. He does the crawlers, and he does a good job with them. So just give him some support. And I'm actually looking to maybe do those on my 4-wheel steer Capra. Lastly, for products, builds, we'll talk TRX4M. Not super into small stuff, but that's definitely my favorite one. It's the best done one. And Trill just came out with some housings for it. I don't think I'm going to get them, at least not at this point. I think it's really good the way it is, and not trying to throw a bunch of money into that. Trying to save some money for some other projects, but that's pretty cool. They were pretty quick to get on that, and Trill makes good stuff. Their machining is usually spot on. Usually you have really good tolerances for your bearings. There's nothing more frustrating than doing a really cheap set of metal axles and the bearing tolerances are terrible. You end up having a clearance or they fall out, or you flip the axle over and the bearings fall out. Kind of that sweet, easy press fit is kind of where I like to see it. Okay. Last week on the last episode, I talked a little bit about media, YouTube type stuff I'm excited for, or that I recently really liked. And I was talking about the Christmas special. So I actually kind of didn't see it coming what the monthly mayhem that Josh and Matt did with they took drag slashes and some scale metal supplies stuff, and they made snow buggies basically. They both did skis on the front. They both did a good job. It's pretty cool. I love seeing those two because Matt, is a professional film editor and he understands filming and angles and shots, and his cinematic run footage is really hard to beat. There's very few that can come close to it. And then you have Josh, who his build is, to the nines and over engineered, but that was cool. I like that. That's a little, we're a little over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. But yeah, I just wanted to, if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. It was pretty cool. What else? That's pretty much all I can think of that kind of comes to mind. But yeah, let's see if we can give you guys an update on any maintenance upgrade stuff that you probably won't see a video on or may not see one for a little bit. So we got the TRX4M. It's got new tires. It's got a light kit in it now. And we also did the upgrades on the Capra. Still haven't got to my X-Max. I decided I'm going to fix it. I'm going to put the stock electronics back in it, and I'm going to sell it. 2 bodies. I got a spare set of tires. Bunch of extra parts, but yeah, I just don't want it anymore. I don't drive it. It doesn't excite me. I like the bashers, but it's just a size that doesn't really do much for me. So I like that 4S, 6S. kind of the sweet spot. Anyways, enough about that. Still haven't checked out my Max and see what's broke on it. Still haven't reattached the ESC on my Creighton. The bashers are getting neglected. YouTube's keeping me busy with the crawlers, but that's all right. It's winter time. It's kind of build time, and I don't really work on the bashers in the house because they're dirty. So, and I don't have a great room for it. My workbench isn't really big enough. I could do the Max on the workbench, but even my Creighton 6S, a little too big. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. Let's talk about what is coming up. So I already said, gonna go out and rerun, or get another shakedown run on the C3 tomorrow, hopefully. If not, sometime this weekend, I will go. I'll disappear in the middle of the night if I have to. But gonna see some of the minis on the garage tour. I may just do all 3 of them. I don't really have an order right now. The TRX Forum's my favorite, and I've got a couple others, so I don't want to spoil it. Keep an eye out, watch it. I'm gonna try to be non-biased though. I'm thinking about just going out and running them, and I have separate controllers for all of them. So I'm gonna try to do like follow the leader, and see how they do. And capability is definitely gonna play a pretty big part, I think. Gotta take the capper out, see if those upgrades help. Found out that it didn't have aftermarket foams in it. They were stock, so they were pretty terrible. So now it's got some dual stage soft foam, so pumped about that. Also put BFG crawlers on the Pro. If you watch the Pro video, I complain about the tires. I hated those tires, the Voodoo KLRs. They look okay, but they don't hook where I'm at. The lugs are just small and kind of fold over on themselves, but got a set of crawlers on there, same wheels, but we're gonna go out and try to get some better run footage of that, and yeah, do a quick little video and see if I like the way it drives any better. What else? Yeah, keep an eye out. I'm probably gonna be doing a live stream or 2 here fairly soon. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, things are slowing down a little bit. I'm trying to maintain sanity. The past like 3 or 4 weeks, I was sprinting with YouTube. 4 to 5 hours of sleep, maybe a night. That's just not long term. I'm not going to have any longevity doing this if I keep that up, and it's going to burn me out too. So, but I'm also, while we're on the point of upcoming stuff, I forgot. I don't have it in my notes. I finally got all my stuff to do some brazing. I almost called it brazzing. Do some brazing and get the materials. I got stuff from Scale Metal Supplies. I'm going to braze up a bumper for a truck you guys can kind of see on the bench behind me. You can probably see the wheels. We'll leave out the details of that right now. You can make your assumptions depending on how good you can see it. But I don't know if I've talked about it yet. But it's nothing crazy. It's just going to be kind of my test bench for learning how to braze. Going to do a front and a rear bumper. May throw some sliders on it too. It's got the plastic sliders, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to do a roll bar. We're still playing with that idea. But anyways, I have probably the next, besides what I'm working on behind me, I've got 7 or 8 like solid videos, like ideas ready to go. I've got like them kind of not scripted out, but general ideas. So it's coming. It's going to be a little bit slow. Those longer videos, they take a while to film and get right. And especially with me, if you screw it up and you got to go do it again, if there's any running footage, sometimes that takes me another week to get back out there. So just be patient with me. Gonna try to at least have a video a week, like a fairly substantial one. And if I have a shorter one, I'll sprinkle a second one in there. But gonna try to keep up with it. And I know the YouTube algorithm thing, if you're not feeding the beast, they don't give your video or show your video to other people as like suggested. So it obviously behooves me to kind of stay consistent. But yeah, guys, that's we're gonna wrap this up. Let me know what you think. I kind of like doing it this way. I feel like it's a little more raw. And I think that's like one of the draws to a podcast is you get, some imperfections. It's not as produced feeling. And editing just the audio is kind of frustrating too. So, and it's just boring. But anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening / watching the Krazy4KVs podcast. Go hit up YouTube if that's not where you're checking this out. Go to my Instagram. Check it out there. Don't do a lot there, but try to give you an occasional post. And I will see you guys / catch you guys the next time. Thanks.